مشاهدينا الكرام،
our
أهلاً
viewers,
ومرحباً بكم.
you are
ونرحب بكم
welcome.
أجمل تحية في حلقة
The
جديدة
best
من
greeting
برنامج
in
الميدان.
a new
والتغطية
episode
المباشرة
in
لقناة
الميدان
اقرأ الفضائية
or the
لموسم حج
field
هذا العام،
program,
والتي ستنقل
for
لكم أيضاً
we will
البث المباشر
transmit to
ليوم غد
you
يوم عرفة
directly
مع مجموعة من
tomorrow
الدعاة ونجوم
Arafat
القناة،
Day,
إضافة إلى البرامج
in addition
المنوعة
to
والمباشرة التي
various
تعودتكم بها قناة
programs
الفضائية
which are
لأيام
you
العيد
are
على
used
مدار
to
الساعة.
see
في
for the
البداية
days of
مشاهدينا
Eid
الكرام نجدد بكم
around
التحية
the
في
hour,
برنامج الميدان،
and we are
والذي
greeting
سيعرض
you
لكم
anew at الميدان,
التقارير الميدانية بدون رسميات
and
وبكل
there
بساطة
are
وعفوية لننقل لكم صورة الحجيج
reports to
والجهات التي تشرف على خدمة
convey
الحجاج
the
في شتى
image
المجالات.
of
في هذا
pilgrims
البرنامج
in
يوجد
all
العديد
fields.
من الأشياء
We have
المتنوعة،
many
ولكن قبل أن
of
نبدأ
the
بتقريرها
various
يسعدني
activities.
أن أرحب
Before we start in our
المشارك
program,
معي
we
في
would
هذه
like to
الحلقة وإن شاء الله
welcome
الحلقات
the
القادمة،
one who is
ولكن
participating with
بشكل
me in
مختلف
this
نوعا ما
episode
وبصورة جديدة،
in a
وغالبا
new
ما تكون الصورة
way,
هي الأقرب لدى الناس،
mostly which will be
وخاصة
closer
إذا
to
كان
people,
هناك
especially
جزء من
if
نشاط
there is
معين
a
أو
part
موسم
of
معين
certain
مثل الحج
activity
أو أي
or
فعالية
season
يمكن
as
أن
Hajj,
تعكس الناتج
which
الذي يمكن
reflect
أن
the
يوصل
result,
الفكرة بكل
which
بساطة
convey
وسلاسة
the
لدى الناس.
idea
لذلك
easily
أحببنا أن
to
يكون معنا
people
الرسام
who
الكاريكاتير
wanted to
عبد الرحمن الجابري. أهلا ومرحبا
caricature
بك في حلقة
Hassan Al Jaabari,
في
Al
البداية
Jaabari.
أريد بس أن
You are
أضبط
welcome.
يعني بعض
At the
الأشياء
beginning, some
الأساسية
of the things which are
التي
basic,
ينتج عنها
which
الرسم الكاريكاتيري
produce the caricature
يبسط الصورة لدى
drawing, which
المتلقي
make the picture simple to the recipient or the person who would like to see the caricature to simplify the thing related to Hajj or the season or any idea which have simple information in it. Happy Eid. Thanks for Ep1 channel to give me this chance to in this good program. When I looked at the idea of the program and studied it with those who shared in preparing it, we have drawings, caricature room. They think that it is simple and it is different from the traditional one. During the coming days, we will show some of the pictures. They will be simple and the caricature discusses many things, and it is not only the issue of the pilgrimage, but the acts of the pilgrim himself. It is ordinary drawing, but we will have a long time. We have a big notebook in order to be able to make good sketches, and let it be a surprise. The idea at the beginning, how can we see the pilgrimage in 2014 and the pilgrims, how do they communicate socially, and I will leave you to start. And Abdelrahman talked about technology in pilgrimage, and this is our topic during the coming period, as the Hajj can read Quran and call everybody and talk to everybody in his home country, and communication has become very simple through the multimedia and social communication, and it has become direct, and the pilgrims among themselves. And we have in this episode also the part related to the holy places in Mina and Arafat, and we have the colleague Muhammad Al Jaid to let us know the camping on the day of Tarwiyah and the departure of pilgrims from Mina to Arafat according to the plan for leaving from Mina to Mecca, and we will take some information which may benefit us by Muhammad Al Jaid, who is available at Mina now, and let us know the latest details in the field. Good morning, Ihab and our viewers of Iqra. The atmosphere here in Mina, as you mentioned, Ihab, they are a spiritual real atmosphere and successful, as the Saudi authorities mentioned. The success of leaving Mina a plan, and all the pilgrims reached at early time on the Tarwiyah day, and the Saudi authorities declared that the number of pilgrims coming from outside the kingdom came from all ports, the seaports, the land ports, and the airports. 1,389,053 pilgrims, the number of males 700,000, and the females about 631,000 female pilgrims, and the pilgrims from inside the kingdom 600,000 and 618 in a total number of the those who are willing to perform Hajj, 1,900,000 pilgrims, and the traffic plans, they were successful, thanks to God, and the Prince of Mecca, His Royal Highness Mish'al ibn Abdullah, arrived Mina, dressing his ihram and doing his work from Mina. I have pilgrims to go to Arafat and spend the greatest integral of pilgrimage to stay at Arafat, and the all elderly started to go to Arafat, and the rest are waiting for delivering dawn prayer here, and they go to Arafat. After the weather and the temperature is 30 centigrade. As for the health situation, the Minister of Health, Engineer Adel Fakil, the ministry is ready to keep the pilgrims safe and to combat the virus, Ebola and Corona viruses, and we have a lab to examine the blood, and it is in the east of Arafat. That laboratory is examining the samples if they have epidemic viruses. This is with the picture and voice. I will come back to you.
Thank you for your participation. That shed the light on the developments taking place. Let's move to the first report, which is about the Baram of Mecca. For those who have the chance to first enter Mecca, those are pilgrims, but in a different way. Who doesn't have those memories during childhood, days of study? Who didn't have the picture of learning and the learning other things and the spectrums of life, and to create a little picnic to show the kids and to teach them about pilgrimage, to entrench the concept of pilgrimage. Let's go over this report about the Baram al-Makkah. Your Excellency, in the beginning, would like to to know about establishing such events like the Sprouts of Mecca. The aim of this just to show them about these things that provided by the government of the custodian of the two holy sites. And the buses, you can see you can feel the AC, and it's a new method of transportation. It's the metro, and God's willing, this is going to be publicized and be generalized among the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. My name is Akram. What are you doing today? I'm going to the pilgrimage. You're wearing the consecration garment. What is the most thing you like in pilgrimage? What do you like to do? I like Mina. What is the most thing you admired? The Namira Mosque. How are you? My name is Ghina. I'm in the 5th year in school. What's the name of your school? The Academy of the Quran Sprouts. This is the first time you rode the train, come here. How do you like the place? I love it. What's your name? Brahim Ismail Khudari. How do you like the this train ride? What is the train that you rode in Turkey and the metro and others? And I didn't remember. How do you like it? I like it. It's beautiful. Where did you go from Mina to where? To a place to Arafah. Our interview now with the head of group of the circumambulations for the Arab country Bassem Sotfa. I would like to go over the preparation before the entrance of the pilgrims to Mina. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. We receive Mina and Arafah, the preparations in Mina. On the gypsum board, as you see, the Association of the Arab countries asked us to create this gypsum board. Now, it's going to be open from different ways. It covers a big area. We have the carpets and the coolers and dumpsters and sanitation facilities, and we have the office of the head of the group and the service office as well. Indeed, how beautiful this learning, especially going to the holy sites with the school, with the teacher, and have these memories and know pilgrimage. Maybe the Westerners or the non-Muslims may wonder about those rituals. For them, it's something strange, like circumambulating around the holy cube and casting peoples, which are a ritual within the Islamic decree, and they're not aware of those judgments or these rituals pertaining pilgrimage, and would like to transfer this picture in the right way for Muslims, non-Muslims, even for our children, our sons, those who are realizing what is pilgrimage and the correct picture about the rituals within this simple visit. When we took him from Mina to Arafat and then going to Muzdalifah and to get to know Muzdalifah and then spending the night in Muzdalifah and then going back and perform everything beautiful during the first day of Adha and slaughtering the sacrifice of the sheep and dealing and trying to understand the concept of slaughtering the sacrifice and the cutting hair, all of these simplified things. We're going to go back after this break to continue what is left in this episode and to get to know our guests. And I'm going to go back to Abdelrahman Al Jaabari to know what kind of sketch that he drew. So stay with us, please. We came back to you viewers to continue what's left of our episode, and we have a lot of reports. We have a lot of guests that we're going to host in this studio, and would like to remind you that we can be able to communicate with you, and you can communicate with us through the social media and it's Facebook and Twitter, and we can be able to call and to participate from all different parts of the world through the numbers shown on the screen to receive all your phone calls and your congratulations for the occasion of the pilgrimage of the season and the Adha Eid. I would like to welcome the photographer Bandar Saghir. He's among the distinguished pioneers and the photographers, specialized photographers from the altitude, who had a lot of pictures for the holy sites and holy mosque, and he's been a photographer since 1415. I'd like to welcome you in this program. I'd like to thank you for hosting me. Let's say, in the name of God, the most gracious, most merciful. What's the first photo you took, since you are among the people of Mecca? The first photo I took, it's the holy site, it's the holy shrine in Mecca. They assigned us to within this task by the guidance of the custodian of the holy sites. That was the first order for me to take a photo of the holy site. That was since 1415. How did it develop? This hobby has developed. Some of the brothers tried to push me to be a cameraman, but I insisted to be a photographer. This question imposed itself. I mean, we as TV presenters, we're keen more to the TV presenters, but how do you see the impact? Why did you choose photography? The difference is different of groups of different of frames of pictures shown. Sometimes you create some animation and then you create the video. But for the photography, I preferred it to record certain moments which I see within my own vision, and then I show it to people by recording it. I cannot record it with video, but I wanted to focus on video. I don't want to be, focused on two things. I'd like to be specialized in photography. You largely specialized in photography to the extent that you became a photographer from altitudes. I was honored in the beginning to start this from the holiest part of the earth, to take a photo of the holy sites and the Prophet's mosque and the holy sites. I'm among the people of Mecca, and I couldn't. I was restricted in my movement to stay away from Mecca. But since we are in the field, let's see those pictures that you took, and let's. There must be a certain effect or impact, or the most beloved pictures to you, or you may experience some difficulties while taking it. Of those that are going to be shown, we're going to start by the first picture, which is the clock tower with the this was taken by 1431, about 5 years ago. This clock tower, when it was about 70-80% almost completed. Do you face any difficulties while taking a photo from all those altitudes? And sometimes because of the dust and because of the construction and the project expansion, which is going to reflect with a great benefit on the Muslims and the Islam. Have you faced any difficulties taking photos from altitudes? Sometimes, we may face the wind and maybe the climate the changes, the rain. This causes the most problems. And sometimes after the rain is over and after the formulation of clouds, we can be able to take very beautiful shots. And let's see this beautiful shot here. This big portion of Mecca where the graves are shown. And you see the clock tower project and the project expansion project of the holy site. And this is like a center point. Especially it shows the location of Mecca between the mountains. This is one of the pictures, the articulate pictures, and shows the background. And you can see the dust in the background. And you can see a sunset as well along with the dust. And the dust came between the sun rays and the location, and it creates some sort of a level of vision. Now we didn't reach to the level of silhouette because now the next picture you can see the expansion of the holy site. You see the developments and what's happening here. In which year? This was during last Ramadan. The evening photography is different than the morning photography. Before we go over this beautiful picture that has been distributed, or I think it's not, maybe the first picture, maybe the first show for this picture. This is the first picture you see exclusively on Iqra. Viewers see throughout the world. They could be able to see these pictures through Instagram or other social media outlets. Hopefully this picture is going to be distributed all over the social media outlets. Mr. Bandar Saghir, and honestly, this is a beautiful picture that shows the holy site in a beautiful way. Is taking pictures during evening different than taking it in the morning? There are some certain preparations and settings, different settings. We should take in consideration some other stuff. Sometimes we may consider the beautiful aspects, but sometimes we conduct some certain studies and researches. Maybe these pictures at night show different things. Maybe it shows some beautiful aspect, maybe the distribution of light, all that stuff. As you see, for example, you see the holy site, this previous shot, let me just comment on it. We can see this little bluish. We have this is called the handscape technique. It takes 10 seconds after sunset. It takes 10 seconds to see this, like it's like the bluish and reddish. It takes about 10 seconds to appear. It depends on my luck, and this bluish, it takes about 10 seconds. Landscape, the people landscape can be able to identify it. This is one of the planes of the PSD, Public Security Service. This is up to 2,000 feet of altitude. Yeah. You don't have a phobia of altitude? No, I don't have, thank be to Allah. This picture shows the holy site, and this is last year during Ramadan. And this other picture taken from an airplane. This is an altitude photography. This picture was distributed. It was. We have a lot of comments about this picture because it wasn't even 3-4 months of Ramadan, but this picture was common. And what do you feel? How do you feel about when people look at this picture and have the urge and the long to come and visit the holy sites? This is I can really express it. To be honored to be among this to be in this holy site. And a lot of people would love to visit those places, and this is by the help of God, who helped me to be able to provide those pictures. And this is another picture for the holy site and the clock tower. It goes back to the photographer and how he sets his camera. And this is one of the most beautiful. This is from the cockpit of the public security airplane. I'd like to thank them for their efforts that they're exerting to serve the pilgrims. The shaking that occurs during taking photos from altitude, especially in airplane, is this shaking may affect your taking the picture, or that goes back to the photographer, honestly, and how he's familiarize himself in riding airplane. So you have to maintain your hand still so you can be able to take that picture properly. This is give you a big experience. Before interview, I had a trip, and God's willing, and now we're entering the second day. When we're taking shot, we're going to be at 11 o'clock. We're going to be on an airplane. Some of the pictures been taken by you for the peoples, the bridge peoples, which going to be shown, where the viewer can be able to have an idea about those pictures taken by you. So when they are ready, I would like during showing the pictures, I'd like to talk about the part pertaining taking pictures for sites aside from the photography from the air, the hills or the heights, and the new project, those required to hump the stairs, and maybe you have some like crane or carrier. When we show the pictures, I want you let's take a quick look about the People's Bridge. In which year this was taken? This about 2 years ago, which we can see the tower clock. This is during sunset. See here the horizon on this bluish. You have a good luck if you have 10 seconds and you can be able to take it. We take pictures during the day, and sometimes I take a trip where it's right before sunset, so I can be able these shots. God's willing, this is a night picture for Mina. Look at the tents. One of the most beautiful pictures. Mina is the city of tents. This is the People's Bridge. The animation of pictures that are shown right now, how can be provided, presented in such a way? This is called the slow showing, or this is this picture has been taken for the holy site from. It has a certain techniques and certain settings called slow motion. We set the camera on a certain calibration, and then we take the picture. Photoshop, it's a simple modification with light and stuff, but this is an example. All these things are motion. It's been put on slow motion, and the people in the middle are stand still. And this is to clarify. That shows the holy cube. And look at this perimeter around the holy cube. You see, people are standing, but the others are in motion. Look at the people are in motion. They are in motion. And this is the same way, the same idea around the holy cube, the circumambulation. There's you can see motion. There's things show. Let's go back to one of those strange pictures. This is one of the rare pictures. We are in the midst of expanding the holy site, and those Ottoman track has been also expanded. And for next generations or current generations, they're not aware of this place. This is the Ottoman track. Let's see the rest of the pictures. You lived how many times of project expansion have you experienced? This is the circumambulation motion. Just look at those who are touching the walls of the holy cube, the appearance, but the others who are in motion, you can see the motion actually. And this is the same idea, the shrine of Prophet Abraham. I'm seeing those pictures that have been taken from altitudes or from heights, and there were some difficulties in taking those pictures. Let me ask you before we prepare those pictures, what are the most difficult picture have you taken in holy sites? When I went to the top of the mosque, to reach up there, the wood they didn't put the concrete nor the iron. So in order for us to go up, we have two solutions. Either we go through stairs, but you may be able to fall, God forbid, or using the crane. So I suggested that to use the crane because my stamina will not allow me just to go up 150 or 200 meters high. It's we hump the crane, and then we put the seat belt, the safety belt, and they attach it to the crane with a chain with the crane. You have specialized people, right? We had some engineers. This is the tower, the clock tower. This is you can see your picture, but this is the one that you use the crane for, right? Yes. You see here the safety belt, and you see the helmet. This is the security measures that we have taken, and then we reached up there, and God bless you for those efforts. I'm gonna continue with you. We're gonna start to comment on some pictures and just chit chat with you about informations pertaining photography, and to identify and to familiarize ourselves with those photography. And when showing these pictures, let's, dear viewers, we're going to continue the rest of the episode after this short break. So please stay tuned. We came back to you, dear viewers, in the field to continue the rest of photography. We stopped at with the air photography, Bandar al-Saghir. Bandar would love to see some of the pictures that have been taken of the holy sites. And one of them that we have where the holy site is full. Praise be to God. This is even before the expansion. All these buildings are disappeared now. Of course, this was taken in 1416, the year 1416. Appeared in the holy site the expansion of King Fahd. God bless his soul. This is during Eid al-Fitr in 1416. See, all the buildings and the new expansions are all gone. They're not there anymore. This is considered one of the pictures. This is the door, the golden door of the Holy Cube. This is during the garment of the Kaaba, or the Holy Cube. And this is the Yamani corner. This is the shrine of Prophet Abraham. As you see the slow motion around during circumambulation, of course. Honestly, those pictures are beautiful. And the last thing I would like to talk about, the future plans. Praise be to God, all those pictures that transferred from one person, the lens of one person through a lot of people that they see, whether they're Muslims or non-Muslims around the world, and to acquire the certain knowledge or to familiarize, and especially familiarize them non-Muslims with those scenes. Those pictures, one of the most affectionate, and shows the new and the old part. These pictures are considered one of the newest. This is when ending reciting the Quran. This is one of the most beautiful pictures that shows the holy site, which shows the new circumambulation perimeter and the clock tower after the constructions pertaining the expansion project. You have beautiful scenes like this one. This is a lamp. It's aligned with the clock tower from an engineering perspective, and I put this in consideration from different aspects. Does it take you a long time, or is it easy to grasp this shot? Praise be to Allah. It doesn't take me more than 5 seconds, but if you take pictures on land equally, this is the golden door. You see the Al-Fatiha verse. The crowdness of the crowdness of pilgrimage, or does the crowdness of pilgrims bother you? Well, it doesn't, not necessarily, but beautiful. This is during the afternoon prayers last year. The People's, you see the People's Bridge. This is one of the pictures for the People's Bridge. People's I'd like to thank you. Indeed, I'd like to talk about the future plans for Bandar Al-Saghir, the photographer. God willing, after the expansion, the expansion project, during the future plans, I'm gonna hold an exhibition pertaining the custodian of the holy sites. I'd like to thank you, Brother Bandar, for allowing this opportunity and to come within a short notice, especially that it's a day of Arafah, it's tomorrow, and I know I have a lot of projects, but thank you for being here. Dear viewers, we're going to continue the rest of our parts. The next segment is about the first ship of pilgrims. A lot of pilgrims coming from different parts of the country to come to Saudi Arabia, whether they come through air, land, or sea. And therefore, Iqra had to be there to receive those pilgrims in this ship. Let's go over this report. Dear viewers, I am standing right now in the immigration department related to the Islamic harbor, receiving the first group, the first wave of pilgrims for those want to perform holy site. They're coming from Bor Sudan to Jeddah directly, and they just arrived right now. We're here in the zone near the immigration entry point for those Sudanese are coming through Jeddah Islamic Harbor. We're going to go over these interviews to ensure that the pilgrims are doing well. We are Iqra channel. How are you? Thank be to Allah. We reached safe and sound in a very easy way by the grace of Allah and the help of the officials, and God bless them. Have you stamped your passport easily and in very convenient manner? And I'd like to thank the Saudi officials for what they provided us with, and God bless you all. Can you tell you about yourself? My name is Salwa. A beautiful trip, and we reached here safe and sound, and thank be to God. Peace be upon you. Welcome, welcome. God bless you. Where are you coming from? Muhammad Awad Bashir. Coming from the Blue Nile province. From which harbor? I came from Dawali to Sawakin and to Jeddah. How was the trip overall? It was beautiful. It was joyful. And how long did it take? From Al Khartoum, we reached to Sawakin at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then we spent Thursday and Friday in Sawakin, and yesterday we moved 7 p.m. and we reached Jeddah 11 o'clock, and the trip was very comfortable. It wasn't tiring. How do you like? How are you, friend? Can you describe your trip using the ship? Before I started, I would like to say, may God reward the Iqra channel. I'm one of the followers of Iqra channel, and I'm so pleased that I'm talking through Iqra. I'm originally from Durman city, coming from the wave that coming from Gubayd. How many individuals among the wave? About 50 persons. But we were 12 groups. I'd like to thank Iqra channel, this pioneer channel that teach people the religion and anything pertaining life and afterlife. My name is Sadiq Bakhit Murhal from Urdu, and it's located in the middle of Sudan. When I say a greater Kordofan, I'm talking about the north and the west, south and the east and west. All of us, we took off from Gubayr, Sudan. We started moving on Friday, and we came to Khartoum, and we spent one night. And Saturday morning we moved. I don't want to say it was burdening, but the originality of pilgrimage is burdening, just to endure this burden. And we spent the whole night in the sea. And you know, the sea has also its problems. But now, thank be to Allah, we are in our country, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the land of Islam, and the land of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Now we're going to go to Al Madina, and then we're going to continue performing our rituals by the grace of Allah. Would you like to say anything to your family? In this occasion, I would like to tell my family in Sudan, families in Kordofan, we are in good shape, and we reached to the kingdom. We are in Jeddah in an extreme and good health. And I would like to invoke Allah Almighty in this during these holy moments. I'd like to introduce yourself. Muhammad Abdullah from Sudan. I'm residing here. I left my house about 3 and 7 o'clock. I reached Sawakin, and 9 o'clock I humped the ship, and I arrived here about 10, 11 in the morning. I'm residing here since 74. We've been treated very well. And how was the maritime trip? The hardest part is when you enter the ship, but once you are in the ship, everything is easy and everything is available. By the praise of Allah. But I came alone. What about the family? My kids were here, and they returned back to Sudan, and I would like to greet them, and after half an hour, we're gonna be going to Jeddah. Thank you. God bless you. Can you introduce yourself? I'm a pilgrim. Heading to holy site. Everything is fine. We came back to you, dear viewers, after we went over this report that shows the arrival of the first ship from Sudan through the Islamic harbor of Jeddah to perform pilgrimage. There's a lot of holy sites, and this is a part of what the camera could be able to capture. And those arrivals who are coming to Jeddah as a start, his trip in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and starting pilgrimage, would like to be able to notify that you can be able to communicate through social media outlets, and a lot of participations that took place on Facebook. Would like to thank them for their participation. I'd like to notify that you can be able to communicate through the numbers that are going to be shown on the screen, and by God's willing, we are going to have our reporters from the holy sites in Arafah and Mina and Muzdalifah through the coming period. We have a lot of participations in this program, and those who are waiting for what Abdelrahman Al Jaabari is going to bring us, whatever character he's going to have a beautiful surprise. We're going to see during the last part of the episode. In addition to that, dear viewers, we're going to have some reports that are going to be shown. So we're going to be moved from the Islamic harbor of Jeddah and to the Fajaj hall room to show the importance of vaccination of the pilgrims and the importance of taking the proper antidote, and those who came without taking this antidotes, so we can be able to identify this through the documents with those pilgrims. The non-availability of this landmark that this pilgrim had took this antidote, it will be performed within the whole room of the immigration, and they're going to be vaccinated through the program of the Ministry of Health. We're going to go over this report, and we're going to see the center of the Ministry of Health. We're going to meet with Nawaf Al-Ghamdi, Dr. Nawaf Al-Ghamdi. Let's go over this very important part, which is the vaccination. Let's take a quick picture about vaccination and what are the types of vaccinations that's supposed to be given to each pilgrim, how long it will take, and the period and all that stuff in the name of God. Typically, the pilgrim those should be vaccinated. The fever and flu, the new generations of vaccinations, it takes about 7 years. The old ones used to stay for 3 years, to be valid for 3 years. And those who would like to attend the rituals would like to urge them to take those vaccinations, except for those pregnant and the older people, those who are older than 55 years old. Why is the difference? It's 9 years or 7 years, and before was 3 years. This is a development, a progress. For the vaccine has been developed to have a longer expiry date. What's the role of vaccination? It's information. My information is just to enhance the immunity by using the same virus. This crocal, which is it's a bacterial fever. It prevents if you have a flu, but it depends on the place and the conditions of which you can be able to prevent yourself. This is in the hand of God Almighty. Is it true that vaccination is different from one hand to hand, or all the same? Regardless, even if it was a temperature vaccination, but I see that everyone, we have a lot of, they don't choose but the qualified people. Dear viewers, this was one of our reports, and God willing, we're going to have a lot of reports available through showing our program, the Divan, and through Arafah, we would like to familiarize ourselves more about the arrival of the pilgrims, especially now Arafah is the main station for those who are coming from Mecca and those who spent the night during the 8th day or the quenching day in Mina, and to go over more in detail about Arafat, I'm pleased to have our reporter Abdullah Nasser to tell us about the situation and the way of how the pilgrims meet each other and go to their tents safe and sound. Okay, Abdullah Nasri, we're gonna come back to you and to continue the parts of our episode, and we're gonna have to improve reciting or recitation. This is one of the most beautiful things that provided by the Minister of Islamic Affairs to the pilgrim. One of those things provided is to improve recitation, and we're gonna continue our program with you after this break. So please stay tuned.
عدنا لكم مشاهدينا الكرام بعد هذا الفاصل لنواصل بقية فقراتنا في الميدان. ونحن الآن بهذه اللحظات معنا مراسلنا عبد الله الناصر في عرفات
reporter محمد الناصر at Arafat to tell us about the situation there, the arrival of some of the pilgrims who came directly from Mecca to Arafah, and some of them arrived in Mina and slept in Mina the 8th day, and now they go to Arafat. Abdullah al-Nasser tell us about the details. How is the situation there? Welcome, Ihab. Thanks to God, we have succeeded in this direct coverage, and we have moved now to Arafat, and you see in the picture here the pilgrims are coming from Mecca to Arafat, and they are arriving Arafat, which coincides with the sermon of Friday and the sermon of Arafah. And I have to meet some Hamdi from Egypt. How did you find the preparations? They are fully complete. All the services for us are available, and we are very happy with the Saudis and all the Arab countries, Egypt and Saudi Arabia and the others. Thank you. What is your feeling when you stand on this blessed place? I can't imagine how I am pleased to be at Arafat today, especially that today is Friday. It will be considered how many pilgrimages. It will be doubled. I hope that God will accept it from us. And thanks to the custodian of the two holy mosques, there is system and everything is in order. What we have touched at this time is that many of the pilgrims have good feelings, and we meet a number of other pilgrims. Osama al-Haddad, Egyptian. What is your message to your family? I tell them I hope that they will come and visit the house of God, and we call God for Egypt to be in a good shape. Ibrahim from France. This is the second time I come for pilgrimage, and thanks to God, and we hope that God will give us more in order to come more and more. Thank you. Ihab, during our arrival to this sacred place, we noted the organization, the Ministry of Health is working fully, the traffic, the security departments, and all the departments. There is a gigantic effort there, the public and the private sectors. What about Rahma Mountain? We received a picture there that there are some pilgrims are standing at Rahma Mountain, and near their camps. Are the camps are complete, or is there any difficulty in movement? How is the situation there in general? Actually, as I mentioned, some of the pilgrims have started to arrive and to come to Arafah, and some of the others are coming tomorrow morning, and Arafah is ready to meet them, and the camps are partially completed, and the transportation means through the buses and some on foot. The train is available. There is easy transportation this year, and easy in order not to be affected in any thing, and to organization of traffic movement and making them away from the pedestrians, and the train made it easy for their arrival to Arafat. And the instructions given to the circumambulators, they have certain time line in order to organize the movement of pilgrims this year. Muhammad Al Jaabari told us about the situation in Mina, and Mina and Arafah are close to each other, and there is the meteorological department that there are clouds and rain to some extent. What is the weather like there? The weather at Arafah now, it is not hot, and we don't have humidity. It is moderate. At the beginning, it was clear and pure, but later there was some dust and soil, and we hope that God will remove it from us. And I hope that we have several meetings and things related to services provided there at Arafah. Before I conclude, I want to know how do the pilgrims feel, and you said some captions and their good feelings. How are the feelings of the pilgrims as you see them in the field? Well, we are unable to express in our words and letters while standing in this sacred place. If you were in my place, you would see in the eyes of pilgrims that tears as they are successful in reaching the pilgrimage sites, and some of them performed Hajj 10 times or more, and they thank God that they have arrived here safe and sound. We will start with this pilgrim, Faisal Ragab from Egypt. How did you find the preparations in your camps and at Mina? The camps are good, and the people made good efforts, and everything is comfortable. Your name, Faraj Muhammad Al-Sayyid. This is the first pilgrimage, yes. What is your feeling while you are standing here on Friday? This is, I can't describe it. It is the first year, thanks to God, and happy year. Ahmed from Egypt, from Helwan. Is it the first time? Yes. It is okay. We arrived yesterday about in the evening. Everything is okay, and we thank to God, and we hope that we will come again. Have you come alone or with your family? I have my wife with me. A message you want to send to your children, or may God keep them, and thanks to the people here because they gave us everything. Salim Yusuf Faouri from Jordan. Is it the first pilgrimage? Yes. What is your feeling after you arrived Mina and coming to Arafat, and tomorrow you are ready to stand at Arafat? Thanks God that we have reached this area, and actually we have found all welcomes from Saudi Arabia, the services and facilities from the security people and all people. Thanks, and may God reward you for us. Thank you for such beautiful meeting. To welcome to you back during the coverage. Tomorrow will be the day of Arafah, and it will be the complete coverage of with its reporters, and there is Mina and the main center for transmission in Arafat. Thank you, Nasser. There is continuous coverage to the rest of pilgrimage and the sacred sites to show the pilgrims and their feelings and the situations regarding the leaving of Mina to Arafat. And we move to the second paragraph. We will see the caricature of Abdelrahman Al Jaabari regarding Hajj. We go to the ambulance cars and the Ministry of Health cars, and their pilgrimage is crowded, and there were ambulances which are considered as mobile hospitals, and the quarantine, and all this available immediately after the arrival of pilgrims to the ports and airports. And one of the reports about the ambulances is the following report. Our viewers, in order to know more of what is provided by the Ministry of Health, we take a non-official tour to one of the anonymous soldiers, Yasser Al-Hafi from the medical center. Give us a simple idea about your role directly with the pilgrims. We have the health control center at the King Abdulaziz Airport, the first defense line against the diseases, infectious diseases. We have ambulances here according to categories. These are the critical cases and the infectious cases on the other side. Let us go in and see what are your equipment here. Here, this is the control system about the critical cases and the emergency cases, where the electric X-rays and emergency, everything needed by the sick here. How many years have you been here? 3 years. What are the most urgent and critical injuries? The chronic diseases, diabetes, heart disease, and we take care of them in case of the first aid, and we send them to the hospitals of the Ministry of Health. The car is big. Do you find difficulty, especially in Hajj, in using this car as the King Abdulaziz Airport. It is 5 minutes to the nearest hospital from at Mina and the other sides. Don't you face any difficulties? No. As for the diseases, Ebola, Corona, and others, is there a special part to as reserve before they come to pilgrimage? They check the disease. If there are certain symptoms, we have a quarantine, and there are special cases for the critical and the infectious diseases. This is considered the car for infectious diseases, and give me an idea here. In case of suspicion, the installation room and move to the hospital of the Ministry of Health. What are the diseases which are considered chronic or infectious? Any infectious disease, Ebola or Corona or any disease. This car, what do you do to the pilgrim if he is here? All the conditions for non-transmission of the disease. We ought to be to cover his face in order to combat the infection. Should be protected in order not to catch the disease. Thank you. You are a good example and one of the anonymous soldiers serving the pilgrims. And thank you. And we are here to serve the guests of God.
مشاهدينا الكرام، كان ذلك أحد التقارير التي تعتبر
which are considered important for some people, especially who suffer from diseases which they brought to the kingdom as diabetes and others. There are some of those in the pilgrimage who come to pilgrimage after facing difficulties to take this chance to come to perform Hajj. We have reached to the end of our episode. Before we conclude, and let us see the caricature of Al Jaabari, who has completed it. Let us know what is the idea. Special media, and it talks about the pilgrim, and this is a new term. Who cannot sever his relationship with the media, and he feels the truth, and he has a lot of time for social communication and the Hajj. Let us show the picture to
يعني بصراحة
as a click, add social Hajj. Pilgrimage has become easy, and it is considered, some of them, they are coming as tourists, and at the same time has become as pilgrimage and tourism, and it is put it in the archives of Hajj. Therefore, our viewers in this caricature picture, we have which shows the technology of Hajj. It has become very easy to communicate with your family and relatives. As for any pilgrim who is at the holy places, the communication is direct with the families, and now everything is presented and shown, and these situations are unforgettable. It is thank you your follow-up, until we meet you tomorrow at the same time in the fields. The journey of Iqra is complete, especially in the coming period. We will start with covering of the garment of Al-Kaaba and the cameras and the direct transmission to Arafat, where there it will be one of the days will not be forgotten. Thank you and goodbye.